Hey, what's up, everybody? Yours truly, Mr. Smith, Mickey Smith Jr. here, and I am excited. We're at that point in the year where we are now taking the instruments home. It's time for home practice. It's time for those first amazing, interesting, maybe even questionable sounds. But I want to tell you this. It's not just the student that's being a participant of band, but it's the whole household. So everybody from the grown-ups to the siblings to everybody in between, even the pet, we all play a role. And I need you to understand that your role as the musician is to practice diligently. And your role as the supporters is just that, is to support and encourage. So I hope that you will encourage your young person to practice diligently. And in these first days, make sure that they follow along with the video so they understand the mechanics of it. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. We're talking about trumpet right now. And trumpet is by far, without a doubt, the easiest instrument to assemble. When I don't say that to be funny, I am totally serious, totally honest on it. The trumpet is by far the easiest instrument to assemble. So what we're gonna do on this one is we'll talk about assembly, but I'll also talk about the importance of horn carriage, how we're supposed to hold the instrument, because the holding of the instrument can be a little awkward for our beginners. So let's break it down. Whenever we assemble the instrument, I always tell students, we always assemble on the ground. Put that case on the ground. Don't get too casual. Don't get too fancy and start putting it together on your lap or on a countertop, because if something happens and you slip or it slips out your hand, it falls. And I'm gonna be honest with you, gravity is a whole lot nicer on the ground than it is on a table or countertop. So we wanna make sure we assemble on the ground. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'm gonna keep the case here so you can see that when we open up the case, there is our trumpet, right? And you can see, as promised, it's the simplest. There's literally only two parts that you need to know about. So watch this. When we assemble the trumpet, first thing we do is we drop and turn. Drop. Notice I didn't shove. We never want to shove the mouthpiece in because it'll create a level of suction. It'll create some stuckage, if I call it that. It will get stuck. So we don't want to do that. So we just want to drop and then one twist. That's it. I'm gonna do it again because somebody missed it. One drop, and then watch this, one twist. Look how small that twist was. That's it. And then it's like Dairy Queen back in the day. I'm from Louisiana, Southeast Texas. So they had Dairy Queens. When you get the blizzard, they turn it upside down at the drive-thru. I'm telling you, that's all you need to do in order for this thing to stick. It's not coming out unless I now take it out. One thing I want to tell you, parents, if you see a young person doing this, you need to stop them immediately, because what that's going to do is create so much suction that the mouthpiece gets stuck, and then there's a machinery, there's a tool that you'll then have to take it to the shop and have it removed. And I can't tell you how many thousands of pounds of torque, hundreds of pounds of torque that they have to put on it for it to come loose. But what'll happen is when they put that torque, they tell you before they repair it that there is a chance that it will split and crack the lead pipe because it puts so much pressure in order to get the mouthpiece off. So we want to make sure that we're not doing this because it causes problems that are unnecessary. So again, all we do is we drop, we turn, we twist one time, and then it's on. So if that's all there is to assembling the trumpet, then I really want to show you real quick what it means to play the trumpet. To play the trumpet, I'm gonna turn this way so you can see. It doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. Let me be real clear about that, okay? The trumpet is no respecter of persons, right? So it doesn't care if you're left-handed or right-handed. It requires the same thing. It requires that the left hand holds it, whether you're left-handed or not. The big thing I wanted you to take away from is when you play the trumpet, it's about pinky and thumb. It's about thumb and pinky and thumb. When I hold my trumpet with my left hand, I put my thumb on the thumb rest right there, okay, in that thumb saddle, right? And then I put my pinky at the bottom. My pinky holds it at the bottom. And then I got my two trigger fingers, okay? And I hold it here, okay? That's super simple. Now, keep in mind, people's hands are different sizes. So for some students, it may be the ring finger, okay? For some students, it may be middle finger that they hold this with. Okay, so it'll be the middle or ring finger, third finger. But the pinky will always be at the bottom. That's why I tell people, don't complicate it. Just think thumb and pinky and let your fingers go where they naturally go from there. This hand, the left hand, is what's gripping it. It's holding it like the handle of a water gun. That's what's holding it, right? You can think of this almost like the trigger, but this is what's holding it. The other hand, watch this, same rules apply. If left hand was thumb and pinky, then right hand is still what? Thumb and pinky. Let me explain. We put the thumb between the first and second valve casings. Now watch, I get it. There may be some folks out there that saw a trumpet in a movie. There may be somebody out there who's got an older brother or sister that plays, or maybe the parent plays, and maybe you hold it differently. I want you to keep in mind that we're dealing with beginners, and there's certain things that an adult hand can do that a beginning hand can't. And we want to have dexterity, we want to have flexibility, we want to have capability when the students play. So there's certain things that I teach at the beginning. It's very important that we do them the band way, our way. So we want to make sure thumb, pinky, and then watch this. Put that thumb between the first and second valve casing, and then put the pinky on top of what I call the pinky saddle. Okay? If you rode a horse, you would sit on the saddle. This is the same thing. We want to sit on the saddle. We don't want the saddle on top of us. Now, I'm not going to give you a long lecture on this, but all I'll tell you is this, that when you put the pinky underneath that, then it restricts and limits what the third finger is able to do. It can't move with the same ability that the first and second finger moves. So we want to put it on top so that all fingers can move flowingly and well. So I tell them pinky on the pinky saddle, thumb between the first and second valve casing, and these are valve casings like pistons, right? Barrels right here, valve casing. We put them right between the first two, and then on top, we lay our fingers. I call it hamburger hands. Like you're eating a hamburger, and we set it right there. That allows our fingers to move properly, and that's how you hold the trumpet. Now, in the next video, I'll share some concepts on making the first sounds, but we want to make sure that we remember the assembly. One twist after we drop it, and then thumb, pinky, boom, you got it. And that's pretty much it. And then we hold it up like this. Left hand is the power hand. That's doing all the holding. Right hand doesn't really hold anything. It just hovers. It hovers. First pinky, second valve casing thumb and pinky, and everything just hovers. That's how we make the sound. Now to disassemble, one twist should take the mouthpiece off. We stick the mouthpiece in the case, and then we rest the trumpet in the case in the way that it fits, okay? It should fit flush, and then we close it. If it closes easily, then you're ready to go. And then you're ready for your next practice session. Hey, I hope this helps. Again, I'll be back with more. Once again, keep on going, guys. Your next steps will be your best steps, and your next sounds will be your best sounds if you do just that. Until next time.